Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
And the what is no? No, I have not.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show, whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
This episode of the Truck Show podcast, Have You Heard?, is proudly presented by Nissan. Nissan has a truck for every need, along with the legendary Nissan durability. Test drive your next truck at a local Nissan dealer today, or point your browser to nissanusa.com, where you can use the build and price tool to configure a Nissan truck that fits your lifestyle.
And when you're thinking about adding power or improving fuel economy, Banks has over 65 years of experience. Whether it's cold air intakes or exhaust systems, tuning, throttle control, charge air cooling, lubrication components, and much more, no one offers smarter, safer, 50-state emissions-compliant performance parts than Gale Banks. You'll find the best engineered parts for your truck at bankspower.com.
And when you're looking for quality, full synthetic lubrication for your truck, AMSOIL has you covered with motor oil, lubricants and protectants, grease, additives, and more. AMSOIL synthetic lubricants deliver wear protection, engine cleanliness, and fuel efficiency that conventional oils simply can't match. Find out how AMSOIL synthetic lubricants can save you money and time by helping your vehicles run better and last longer than with conventional oils at AMSOIL.com. When it comes to lubrication, AMSOIL is the leader in synthetics.
There has never been a better time to buy a retractable bed cover at EGRUSA.com. EGR just kicked off a huge sale. You can get up to 30% off plus a rebate of $250 on all manual roll-track bed covers. Let me say that again. You can save up to 30% off the best roll-top tonneau cover on the market, the Roll-Track. Plus, get an additional $250 rebate. Hit their online store today at EGRUSA.com.
Hey, Lightning. Hey, Lightning. Lightning.
I'm right here.
Oh,
yes.
You haven't left yet? Oh, sorry. I thought maybe you were gone already. Have you heard?
Oh, hell no.
No, I have not heard.
Haven't heard?
Because I'm not paying attention.
You're leaving? Short time, huh? Okay. Rumor has it that Lightning is going the way of Motor Trend Productions.
No! We have not announced anything and won't until it's more finalized as we get later in the year.
Pretty finalized. It's
later in the year. You never know.
Okay, so
you never know.
Sure.
You don't know.
All right. So
until you know.
Rumor got out that Motor Trend killed their entire production team on the video side.
Motor Trend killed the video star.
A little
Motor
bit.
Trend killed the video.
Yeah, so our friends like Mike Finnegan and David
yes.
Freiberger, their shows like Roadkill are officially relegated to the reruns.
Why?
I think they just felt it ran the course and they weren't interested in that Motor Trend stuff, I guess. I don't know. Here's one. You know what's cool? I'm going to read.
So this Discovery Channel
I'm going to read
is
this.
jettisoning all. Didn't they buy Motor Trend for the video
No.
and now they're getting rid of the video?
No, they bought it for the technology, but that's a whole other conversation.
Really?
I'm going to read this text between my friend Mike Finnegan and I because I want you guys. If you saw David Freiberger,
You like how he has that subtle drop there? My friend Mike Finnegan and I.
The context of this is me checking in on my friend, but it was such a nice exchange. David Freiberger did this amazing video where he's like, "It's been a great run. I'm not bitter. I got my own stuff going on," and it was very cool.
It was great, but it was scripted.
Okay, whatever. So I hit up Mike and I said, "Dude, what a ride, huh?" And he says, "Never thought it would last this long, so I'm pretty stoked on all of it." I said, "Yeah, man, crazy." And you built up your own little thing anyway. Congrats on a great run. Long way from lunch on Howell Street, which is where our old building was 25 years ago. He says, "Those were the days." I'm like, "Hell yeah." But who thought we'd both be around 25 years later? And he's like, "Yeah, we're the lucky ones." So I replied, "Yeah, man, even with the uncertainty, we lived a life most enthusiasts only dream of. We were the tastemakers and the dudes on the top. We had the best jobs in the world, and we knew it, and we enjoyed it. And we've got lifelong friends and some of the best bar stories to tell and to show for it." And he writes, "Dude, all true, like when Travis peed on you, LOL." And then I wrote, "Sadly, that happened." It wasn't the golden shower I wanted, but it was one I got, and he wrote LOL, and we won't go any further into that story.
This is unfair, by the way. You're doing yourself disservice by saying was.
It is was. The good old days for what we did, like, that'll never be back. I know we sound like a bunch of old men sitting on a porch.
No, but you're still a freaking tastemaker, dude. Like, you're on a podcast right now with thousands of listeners.
I get it. But
if you, by the way, if you say buy a Ford, they'll buy a Ford. So, like, don't.
No. Buy a Nissan. And AMSOIL, and Banks Power, and EGR.
Okay, sorry. It was a figure of speech.
And this is why you're fired. So anyway, my point is that these guys are gracious pros. They're awesome. They had a good run. They know it. Most people are lucky to ever be on TV, to have 13 seasons or whatever it was, and to, I still see them walking around, see them and just people, they can't go anywhere. And It's awesome to see my friends that I used to go to lunch with and work in the same building as, and, Mike would come by, and we'd all jump into his supercharged Tundra TRD.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Were you ever jealous of his success and or fame?
No, never.
Are you sure?
Why would I be jealous? Do you know what a pain in the butt TV is? It's so annoying. And I can walk anywhere I want to, and nobody sees me. Like, I was surprised. I was sitting there.
But it's cool. You love when people go, hey, Holman, what's up?
You are much more sensitive to that than I am. You miss not being Lightning on K-Rock.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But you were there. You had a taste of it. You did that for 20 years or whatever. Listen, I'm happy for my friends. I thought it was cool that they moved on and did those things. I always did the stuff that I love to do, and I'm still doing the stuff that I love to do. And
wrecking a Jeep off-road.
Well, that wasn't something that I love to do.
Oh, that was his front axle over a rock.
Yeah. Definitely not something I'd love to do. No, I wasn't jealous at all. I love those guys, and congrats to my friends who had a great run and were able to do things and put a spotlight on the things that we love, and I'm good with it. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No, I have not.
How long are you going to play that clip for?
I love it. It's great.
Turns out it's not that great.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
No, I haven't heard. No. No.
Apparently, the Ram 1500 Rev and Ram Charger have been delayed by a year to 2025.
Whoa, wait, what?
So CEO Carlos Tavares says Stellantis has a lot on its plate right now, and they have to kind of shuffle the deck. So it looks like that's going to be delayed. So sorry for all you guys who were.
I was looking forward to the Ram Revolution.
Well,
I wasn't going to buy one, but I was looking forward to it. Like legit.
Through September, deliveries plummeted by 24% in the United States. And then he's noting the lukewarm adoption of EVs in the U.S. and to quote says, not to say we expect to have a very strong demand because we see the market's not reacting very fast. So, and on top of that, I've been hearing a lot of stuff that they are trying to shove ICE engines into every single one of their EV products as an option. The new Charger's getting it. Sounds like the new Jeep Recon is probably going to get it. And then there were other conversations that they might not abandon the V8 after all, that with GM announcing investment in small block, that there may be a small chance that a Hemi were to come back. But I don't believe those rumors, at least not yet. I think it would be smart for them because I think they may be realizing people going, man, I'm not interested in what you're offering
anymore.
The
Hellcat, they were making hand over fist.
I know, and they just walked away from it.
Aborted it.
Yeah, you can tell me like you can't figure out how to, make it pass emissions and stuff. I don't know.
They can. More displacement.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
So Ford recently announced the Ford Ranger Super Duty.
Ford Ranger Super Duty. Okay.
So it's going to be arriving in 2026, just not here.
Wait, how can you a Ranger but a Super Duty? So this is mid-size, full-size.
So mid-size truck that can tow almost 10,000 pounds. So it's going to be in Australia, and we all know that.
Why do they get the good stuff all the time?
Well, hold on. So they don't get the F-150. I think it has to be imported. We talked about how expensive that is. And the Ranger's the best-selling vehicle in Australia, like we talked about with Simon Christie. Mm-hmm. And so here's the thought process. We don't know a lot about it so far, but we know that there's either a battery version or plug-in hybrid version. So that frame has to be updated on the Ranger, and it's a global platform. So I think what's happening is that battery electric or hybrid electric Ranger that's coming, Ford's saying, we already have to build more gross vehicle weight rating into this platform. Why don't we take the batteries out and now we have a stouter Ranger platform and then we'll sell it overseas as a tougher truck. So just to let you guys know kind of what the numbers are, I was looking at the difference between the Ranger Super Duty and like a standard F-150 and a standard Ranger. And it was actually kind of interesting.
Should they mix those names? I feel like that's really...
Well, they don't offer Super Duty in Australia, so it doesn't matter.
I guess you're right. It doesn't... Yeah, okay.
And remember, there used to be a F-150 heavy duty or F-250 light duty, and Ford has used that on and off in the past. So
it's only here where they're so distinctly different.
Yeah, so maximum towing is 9,920 pounds, which is 2,420 more than our truck. Gross vehicle weight goes up to 9,920 pounds, and combined gross weight, 17,637.
Wow.
So that's an increase of 3,750 and 5,047 from the Ranger 4x4 we get. So here's the specs. Our Ranger, 7,500 pounds of max towing. Their Ranger, 9,920. F-150, 13,500. Gross vehicle weight rating, 6,050 for the U.S. Ranger, 9,920 for the Ranger Super Duty, 7,350 for our F-150. And then,
wow. So it's huge.
So Ranger gets a 12,743 gross combined weight rating. Ranger Super Duty goes up to 17,637. Our F-150 is 19,400. So it's a tweener, but it's getting pretty close to that half-ton territory of what we would have. So it'd be interesting to see how it rides and stuff. But it's just one of those things. So Ford teased on their thing, Ranger Super Duty, and the Australians get to be the benefactors of this one. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No, I haven't.
So I promised you some Nissan Armada news.
You did. You teased that in the last episode.
All right. So I was looking at the LA Auto Show, and it's got the new revamped Armada, and nearby is the 2025 Ford Expedition with the new interior and the upgrades and all that, is going to start at around $63,695.
Okay.
And it's going to go all the way up for an Expedition Max King Ranch, $88,650. Now, the Armada, which is unbelievably awesome
Well-equipped.
from quality, equipment, the interior, all that stuff. This is super interesting. For the models that carry over from last year, pricing only goes up $1,340 to $2,630. So while everybody else is getting more expensive, Nissan has the same starting price as the outgoing 2024 for a vehicle that is worlds ahead, $58,530.
Wow.
Which is pretty darn impressive.
20 grand less, basically.
So Platinum Reserve, which is full tilt, $79,000.
So eight-ish grand less than the comparably equipped Expedition.
Yeah, so let's look at the Tremor, which will be closest to the Pro 4X.
Okay.
Pro 4X, $75,750, and the Tremor is $83,025. And when you look at the Platinum Reserve, which is their top of the line, $79,000. If you look at a Platinum, it's $76,000 to $79,000, but that's not considered the top of the line anymore. The King Ranches, and that's $85,000 to $86,000. So I think people are going to be pretty pleasantly surprised, especially if they're coming out of their leases on the current Armadas, to see what an upgrade the new one is and that the pricing isn't out of control. And it seems like every manufacturer has been so greedy. You see Jeep and Ram for sure, and which is why the sales are tanking. And I think manufacturers realizing we have to back off of this. We've gotten too far down the road.
Well,
Families don't want.
Nissan does not have to back off because they've
They always
stayed
have
the
that
course.
value proposition, right?
Right.
But they could have made that vehicle neck and neck with some of the others in the full size truck class, or full size SUV class. So anyway, I just thought it was probably. I think it's going to be a lot more expensive, but the fact that the SV starts at the exact same price of the 2024 is a pretty big deal. Having all that extra equipment, so good on Nissan for that. Lightning, have you heard?
How about no?
No.
I know you love recalls.
I love me some recall, unless it's on my truck.
How about GM recalls nearly 462,000 diesel trucks and SUVs because a transmission valve failure can lock up the rear wheels.
400 plus thousand?
That would be 461,839 to be exact.
And it locks up the rear wheels?
Yeah.
And you go skidding through an intersection.
So basically every full-size truck and SUV from the Silverado, GMC Sierra 1500, 2500, 3500 HDs, Tahoe Suburban, Yukon XL, Escalade. But
Explain the issue again.
It only impacts vehicles with the diesels.
Okay.
So either diesel, either the straight six or the Duramax. And apparently the Allison 10L1000 transmission and the 10L80 transmission Apparently has an issue where there can be a hard shifting issue prior to the transmission control valve failing, but excessive wear within the transmission control valve body can cause a fluid leak, leading to a pressure drop. And if that happens, certain valves move unexpectedly, and it could be a momentary lockup of the rear wheels for less than 150 milliseconds, which that would be scary if you're driving along. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
You know? And so they said that as of September 17th, there was an investigation. Vehicle owners found 1,888 reports of lockup incidents, including 11 of vehicles veering off the roadway and causing minor property damage.
Oh, my God.
3 minor injuries were reported, although GM says none were the result of the truck colliding with another vehicle. So,
Yeah, I mean, 150 milliseconds, is that long enough to send you sideways a little bit?
I don't know. So the recall campaign, NHTSA number 24V797, is what you want to look for if you own one of those trucks, and that would be...
People have been claiming, like I hear all the time that people have issues with the new 10-speed trans, but like I haven't experienced it, but we only have like 2 trucks at work that have it. But I hear a lot of complaints, and I don't want to believe them. I'm like, no, the 10-speed is awesome. It shifts great. It's smooth. It's powerful. It's like it holds the torque well, and yet clearly there's issues.
So this impacts certain 20 to 22 Chevys and other GM products that we mentioned. But here's what's interesting. This tells you how many diesels were sold. So from August 17th, 2020 to September 21st, 2021, 885 short wheelbase Cadillac Escalades. Less than 1,000 chose the diesel option. On the long ESV, 635.
Give me that time span again.
August 2020 to September 2021.
Okay.
So it gives you a little snapshot in time there.
Yep.
From May 13th, 2019 to March of 2022, 1,500 Chevys.
That's wild because originally...
So that's about 30,000 a year.
Yes, and we talked about that.
Yep.
And it's funny because people bust banks all the time, me specifically, because like, you guys were going to put out a bunch of parts for the 3-liter and you never did. It's because we thought...
So 1% market penetration is not a lot of vehicles.
Yeah, so we thought that... we didn't know how much they were going to invest in that platform, but 30,000 a year is healthy. It's no 80,000 plus.
Well, how about this?
Like 20, its big brother.
So 2020 to 2022 Silverado HD, so 2,500 and 3,500 from January 19 to January 22 is 166.
Yes,
right? Because it's 19 to 20, 20 to 21, 21 to 22. So that's 3 years. So 166 divided by 3.
Interesting. I thought they were doing closer to 80,000 a year. I
well,
feel like that number
that's because
is off.
it's not counting the GMCs.
Oh, there you go.
So you add those in, that's another 135. So anyway, just an interesting snapshot. We'll go through all the numbers, but it's kind of interesting to see what they're actually selling and the light duties are. Okay, here's one thing that's interesting. So the Silverado 1500 was May 19 to March of 22. Same as the GMC Sierra. The Chevy sold 66,897. The GMC Sierra, 80,000. Actually sold more GMC diesels than Chevy did.
So that has a lot to do with the people who buy GMC,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
They've got money.
Yep, absolutely.
It has been positioned as that brand since day one, right?
Yep. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
No.
Rumor has it that GM and Hyundai might be collaborating, and the first thing to come out of the partnership might be a badge-engineered pickup truck.
A what?
A Hyundai GM pickup truck.
No, thank you.
So I don't know if that's for the U.S. market or elsewhere, but anyway, that's
hard pass.
That was a rumor. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
What? No.
No, I don't think so. Tell me what you got.
Apparently, Nissan's CEO recently hinted at a new Xterra, which is like the truck or SUV everybody has been asking about. Like, that's the one thing they want Nissan to bring back over and over again.
The Forerunner fighter, basically.
So I don't know if it'll be on the Frontier chassis or something else, but to me, it would have to be on the Frontier chassis. And they're talking about a electrified version of the Frontier possibly, and I could see that, going into the SUV market. But people love and miss the Xterra. What a great vehicle that was.
When did they retire it? Do you recall?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Early 2000s?
2011, 12, something
10,
like
11,
that.
something? Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Gotcha.
Laying the cat out of the bag that we might have a new Frontier coming, which is kind of cool.
When do you, if you had to guess, when would they debut that info?
It's at least 2 years away.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a ways off.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but I think it's a ways off. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No!
No.
And Ram is talking about potentially having a midsize pickup truck.
But haven't we said this before in the
I
show?
know.
Yeah.
So
What are you hearing?
Well, so apparently they're still looking at a midsize pickup truck to fill the hole from where the Dakota was, and the Dakota hasn't been in lineup since 2010. And there's not a timeline for the truck, but in the current labor agreement with United Auto Workers, there was a call for the reopening of the Belvedere assembly plant in Illinois in 2027 to quote unquote retool for a smaller truck.
Oh, interesting.
So,
could it be a Maverick fighter?
I think it's midsize. I don't think it's a small one.
Okay.
But it could be Maverick fighter, but they already have the Rampage in Brazil they could build off of, the one
You're
that
right.
you think is cool.
Yep.
So I don't know. That is I believe Belvedere made the Jeep Compass and some things like that. So it might be a unibody plant. So that might mean it's not a body on frame truck.
Does the plant always determine the configuration of the truck?
Not always. It's just what material or what tools and investments needed to change it out.
Certain
But if
stamping
it's-
machines.
Yeah.
Okay,
but if it's historically set up for one, it will usually kind of continue.
Gotcha.
So, but that doesn't mean they can't gut it and do. You just never know. But anyway, Dakota apparently is in the mix as a name, but has not been finalized. So apparently we might hear more in 2025.
All right.
So we'll stay tuned. I think there's a lot of people who would love to have a midsize truck. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
Cummins.
Yeah. I mean, the whole last episode that we did?
Right. So did you hear that they're, according to our friend Caleb Jacobs over at The Drive, I love his headline. Cummins is basically begging truck owners to update their emissions software to avoid more fines. So apparently
that is true, man. I'm telling you, because, dude,
everybody's like middle finger, like, don't touch my truck.
dude, it's something that's real. They're going to great lengths to not bring their truck in because they've heard all the horror stories that the fuel economy goes down, the DEF consumption goes up, and they're not touching.
So they've been doing incentivized owner testimonials, paid ads on social, free extended warranties, and then like goodie bags.
So what happens legally if they don't perform all of the recalls? That's incredible. That the American men are not bringing in the Rams.
It's a $2 billion settlement, and they have 3 years to get 85% of the trucks on the road.
And I know, and I'm saying,
And then otherwise it's more penalties.
right? And if they don't, in America,
do you think they're going to send out teams of people? You know what they should do is they should hire the cartel, because clearly the cartel can open the doors and be like, we're not stealing the car. We're just updating their software overnight, right? And they just hire the dudes that are going around stealing TRXs and Hellcats just to turn on the truck in your driveway. And then instead of an over-the-air update, it's like over the cartel update. And then it's just, they just send out the dudes.
So you don't even know until it's
You don't even know.
You get in your car and like,
my emissions are, I bricked my tuner.
No, but seriously, isn't this wild that American dudes are saying no,
hard pass,
even though the brand of vehicle that I own kowtowed to the EPA, bent over backwards for him, I'm not going to give him.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
they don't want the man telling them what to do and how to ruin their stuff. So Cummins is offering extended warranties on all the emissions components. They're given a 10-year, 120,000 mile from the in-service date, or 4-year, 48,000 miles at the point of recall. That means if your DEF injector nozzle needs replacing on a 1,000,000-mile truck, according to Caleb, because the software, after you get the software update, they'll handle the repair at no cost. All that, blah, 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 blah. So listen, here's the deal. We love our friends at Cummins, but if you got one of those trucks, like, drag your feet a little longer, especially if it's like totally stock. Just drag it a little longer and see what you get out of it, because you might like that 120,000 mile warranty, right?
That's true.
That's what
true.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. So anyway, Caleb's always over there on the drive doing some good sleuthing. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
He's doing a story right now, and we're going to have him on. I actually talked to Caleb earlier today.
Who's going to have him on?
We are.
Oh, okay.
We are going
so
to
before
have
the
him
end of the year.
Okay. We are going to have him on.
Okay.
And he is going to be talking about his latest story, where he's discussing the aftermarket and how the new administration may affect the future of the aftermarket.
Well, the other thing is Chevron deference, the Supreme Court decision that said ABC alphabet unelected bureaucratic agencies don't make the law, Congress does. That's going to affect a lot of things. The problem is it doesn't happen overnight. I think you have to sue on a case-by-case basis and said, I was wronged by these unelected. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it because I want to say bad things about them.
No, but we'll let Caleb kind of lay it out for us.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
So a couple of vehicles have been idled. The Ineos SUV and Quartermaster pickup will restart in January. They were idled in September due to a supplier issue. So I'm sure people will be happy that those are going to be available because I know supply is lacking. They're right across from us at the LA Auto Show.
When did we start saying idled instead of just paused production?
Okay, paused. Does it matter?
I don't sound so like you're trying to hide what it really is.
Okay, but they paused it because of a supplier issue, not because of demand. Meanwhile, Ford will halt F-150 Lightning for the rest of 2024 because of demand. So
burn.
Halt better than idle?
Yes,
okay.
Burn.
So anyway,
burn.
They've already cut the shifts at the Rouge plant, and it just looks like Ford is like, we can't do this right now. You remember we did the article?
We're all in on electrification. Oh, wait, no one's buying them. We're all out.
Do you remember when we did the story like a month ago and we're like, oh, third quarter sales, 45% increase in electric vehicles, blah, 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 F-150 Lightning. And then sales of the Lightning went to like 86% year to date with the Q3 sales kind of more than doubled. It was 104.5% between 2023 and 2024. So the percentage looks good, but the dealers only delivered 7,162 trucks in the third quarter.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so check this out. This is interesting. All right, you will find this fascinating. The Tesla Cybertruck X and S year to date, so those three, 61,493. So Tesla's still the juggernaut in EV. Rivian, which is R1T, R1S, and the van, 37,396. F-150 Lightning, 22,807.
Okay.
GMC Hummer EV truck and SUV, 8,902. Silverado EV 5252 and GMC Sierra EV 387.
387 units.
And then according to our friends over at TFL Truck, the breakdown for U.S. only sales and vehicle registration, Cybertruck is 23,400. It's outselling the F-150 Lightning. Is that crazy?
Wow.
22,807 for Lightning, and then 8,902 Hummer.
If you're Ford,
8878 Rivian, and then down the
dude,
list.
that has got to sting.
Got to hurt a little bit, right? Because you're looking at that going, it's not a truck, it's a lifestyle vehicle.
Yep.
And I'll be the first on the record, and I've said it before, Ford was brilliant because they made it look like a regular F-150. So all the accessories, fleet, and all that, bolt on. No new aftermarket needs to come out.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
So anyway,
again, it was all about the first adopters. We talked about it a million times, right? Yep. The early adopters, like I need this, the newest new, and Tesla was the new, and Ford wasn't.
Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No, I haven't.
Is that me on hearing the news?
What news?
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
I know you love patents, right?
I love me some patents. I love people inventing.
You love the inventions. A couple patents here. One is the Stellantis patent for the Jeep grill guard that converts into a bench. So that was on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator Sideburn concept from the Easter Jeep Safari.
I don't know if I'm on board that one.
It's a grill guard that folds down and it's shaped like your butt.
No,
I'm
not on board that
for
one.
You?
I'm not saying it's not patentable. I'm just saying it's not.
Well, of course it's patentable because they got a patent on it.
Oh, well, clearly. But, meh.
Meh?
I don't know. Would I use it? Would you use it? Yeah, meh. I think that's M-E-H, meh.
Meh.
Give me some more Patentopia. Pantapolis. Pantatonia. General Patent. Come on, that's patent.
All right, I'm not.
Saturday Night Live reference. Come on, that's patent.
I'm not giving you any more patent news. All right, this is our. We got so much.
Wait, you're gonna cut all those? Yeah, no more patent stuff.
Out. That's it. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna feed the beast. Listen. Here's the thing. We had a lot of news. We're not going to get to all of it. People are tired of listening to you go through patent names, so I'm just going to end with something fun, and that's the Roush F-150 supercharger that adds over 300 horsepower to 5-liter V8.
Say that again.
The new Roush supercharger for the 2024, which means the newer architecture.
Okay.
Has a R2650 Roots style supercharger, 4 lobe rotors. It's a 2.65 liter supercharger. Roush says this one adds larger bearings, thicker timing gears for better durability, has an intercooler, coolant reservoir and radiator, all that, blah, 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 blah.
300 horsepower?
And the result is 705 horsepower at the crank. Not
Wait, is this on E85? What, I don't need, no
that's
way.
A 305 horsepower improvement over stock 5 liter V8.
Again, hold on a second. Is it on?
And if the kit's installed by a dealer,
Yeah.
Roush will cover the enhanced powertrain 3-year, 36-mile warranty.
Wow.
For the price of...
Does that include the transmission that you're going to blow apart?
Well, the price is $86,49.99, and that's actually more expensive than a front Jeep axle.
Yes, it is.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.